Charles D'Angelo here on the Big 550 KTRS. Yay! Hey! Charles, how you doing? Hey, it's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
It's good, right? You have that's why they do it on the Tonight Show, right?
Yeah, they do.
Hey, two-time award-winning actor, and he's helped St. Louis lose 15,000 pounds.
15 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles D'Angelo. Have you added up how much you have lost? Never.
You have?
How much I
No,
lost?
no. How much you've helped people lose?
No.
Really?
No, and because I look at this as a journey without a finish line, and I think that's one point that many people don't think about. People often ask, how many of the people who you've helped lose 100, 150, 200 pounds have actually kept it off? And I often tell people, I don't think I can give a really honest answer until they're dead, because this is something over your entire life you have to constantly focus on. McGraw is a good.
I've lost 3,000 pounds on your program.
So it's a matter of really redefining your philosophy and your attitude about yourself first and foremost, about food and about exercise.
But you know what? So we're in this March 1st, late February, where your New Year's resolutions have probably fallen by the wayside.
For many people, that's
and
true.
So you've kind of like, oh boy, it's dog days of winter or springtime. And so we got you on here to sort of give us a little inspiration to sort of re-energize us to sort of get back into some type of...
Because we have to shed our winter clothes.
We have to shed our winter weight.
I think you got to look at why. When people come to see me, that's the first question I ask. So many people, you think when you ask someone, why are you struggling with your health? It would be because I'm addicted to chocolate, or it's because I like to drink alcohol. But what I find in now almost 2 decades of coaching people, that's not the answer. Surprisingly, I found the more I dug in with people, the more often the answer became, I don't feel I deserve this. I don't think that I have what it takes. I don't feel I'm worth it. And so when you really dig in and you look at those core issues, those central issues, you'll find that many people use weight as a barrier against other things in their life, against intimacy, against climbing the corporate ladder and really putting themselves out there. Because when you release yourself from feeling stuck by your own physicality, then you have to face some real difficult issues. If you take charge of your life, that ultimately means that you're responsible for its outcome. So it's much easier to keep something active in our lives that we could easily do away with rather than step into the power we have.
It is amazing how insanely good you feel when that pair of pants you wore is a little bit looser.
That's true, and often that's one of the surface level motivators. But when you think about how brief life is, and I lost both my parents not too long ago, and when you realize that you're not guaranteed tomorrow, when you time travel and you say, I'll get to doing this a week from now, or, hey, I'm not doing as well as I could do, but I'm doing better than I used to. When you really delude yourself that way, what that keeps you in is a constant state of uncertainty, because you're never really changing anything. You're telling yourself this story that's keeping you from breaking through and from making your life the way you deserve it. So one thing I tell people who struggle with the issue of committing to a resolution or committing to change is remind yourself of the brevity of life. For all of us, we have had people who've fallen ill, who we've lost, and those sometimes wake us up to how important the choices we're making every day are. But until you really take an honest look at where you are and the direction you're headed, you'll find yourself coming up with these stories to excuse doing what you know you ought to be doing.
Because it's almost always never about the food.
Never. In fact, the food is much like a drug is to someone who struggles with addiction. I find I have people that come to my office and weight loss for them is kind of a Trojan horse. Of course, I help them fix that issue. I help people lose 150, 200, 250 pounds. But what I really help them do is resolve the conflict that caused it. What was it that was keeping you so troubled? What were the thoughts that were going through your mind that you were trying to numb by using this substance of food? It's no different than when you have someone from ARCA here, another one of the sponsors on the show, who have people that are coming there that seem to have it all going for them. Maybe they're successful in their career, but they're hooked on heroin or they're hooked on another substance. It's not the substance. Yes, we have to do away with it, but you have to resolve the thinking behind it if you want to get away from using something to deal with your issues.
What do you tell the person who says, boy, I was going so well for 3 weeks, And I went to a wedding, and I pigged out, and I had 3 pieces of cake, and then I went out home, and then I went to Taco Bell on the way home, and then all day yesterday I've been eating like a pig. I ruined it. I ruined the last 3 weeks. What do you tell people?
I think you have to remind yourself you can only build on success. So if you beat yourself up, all that's doing is, again, reiterating this notion that, you see, I'm a screw up.
Right.
I'm not worth it. I can't stay committed to anything. When the truth is, everyone makes mistakes. If you look at the best achievers, they have had the greatest setbacks. They just don't define themselves by those things. I have failed in many different ways in my life. The reason I'm pretty damn good at what I do is because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. Experience is a great teacher, and the only way you gain experience is by making the wrong choices consistently enough, and you learn from those things. So I tell that person, look at what you're doing, ask yourself why it happened, embrace a new strategy, be flexible. The rigidity of black and white thinking of either I'm all on or I'm all off. Does that sound familiar?
That's me. That's me. That's totally me. Guilty.
That sets people up for failure because they make one small adjustment or one small change, and then they just berate themselves until they feel like it's not worth moving toward what they really deserve.
That's really interesting. It really is interesting.
It's all about the psychology.
It really is. We have short on time, but your story is one that you sort of walked the walk. You, as a young man, were obese.
360 pounds as a teenager.
Yeah.
And I found that it wasn't for lack of diet strategies or for exercise programs or for trainers or for nutritionists. It was a matter of my own thinking and psychology. So my new book is coming out in April. It's called Inner Guru, The Guide to Mastering Your Health, Wealth, and Relationships from the Inside Out. And it's all about really unraveling the thinking behind, the mindset behind the choices you're making and starting to design your life and taking the driver's seat of your life, not allowing circumstances, not allowing things around you, the people, your environment, your history to dictate your future, but rather the choices that you're making start to really construct the way your life goes.
Somebody wanted to find out more about how you can help them lose weight and get back on track. How do they find you, Charles?
They can go to the website, charlesdangelo.com, or they can call the office at 314-495-3228.
Who is Dr. Mark Hyman?
He is a director for the Cleveland Clinic Center of Functional Medicine, and he was kind enough just recently to provide an endorsement. I can't remember it off of the top of my head, but you might have it in your notes. He endorsed the new book, Inner Guru, and really what was really, really exciting was Larry King, the iconic broadcaster and host, wrote the foreword to my upcoming
Larry
book.
King wrote the foreword to your book.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So you guys will have to pick it up. It'll be in all the bookstores in April.
I
and
would
on
have written
Amazon.
the foreword, but I wasn't asked. See how that works. All right.
He short-timed you, McGraw.
He super short-timed me. Charles D'Angelo, the website and the phone number one more time?
charlesdangelo.com, 314-495-3228.
Charles D'Angelo. And by the way, the protein shake, the mix.
How do you like that?
You know what? It's good. It's good.
I hear a little bit of ambivalence in
well,
your voice.
no.
Yeah.
It's I'm doing almost 2 scoops.
Fantastic.
Yeah, almost 2 scoops.
Now, tell people, when you're following the Team Charles program, it's not all shakes.
No.
That's just something you do for breakfast.
That's for breakfast, right?
So that's just something quick and easy.
right. It's quick and easy. You're out the door, but if you miss the shake, then it
You're
kills
more-
you.
you're more hungry.
Because you're
Yes.
starving, right? But the
more
shake
hungry.
is a very good. You have to eat breakfast. It's a good, so it's good. It keeps
How much
me
have
over
you
to
lost?
lunch.
Because you do look lighter than the last time I saw
You know what? I've learned that it's not all about losing. It's not
not
about the
about the
numbers.
number.
It's not about the
I
numbers.
love it. You're
See?
finally getting
I'm
this.
trying.
I'm
trying, but I fail. See, because we all fail. It's just getting
Yes,
back on
we
the horse.
do.
Just be flexible, McGraw.
Charles, good to have you, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
849, Big 550, KTRS.